Hey guys, welcome back to the stream. This is Connor from Futures Analytica, bringing you guys another live futures trading session. We're going to be starting the day out here, just going to be arming it in both directions inside of regression mode. That's just due to this automatically derived zone at both the 17,622 level and the 17,634 level right there on my screen. We just got filled long. We're going to be rearming it, of course, to queue up the next trade. Just won this trade, so starting out today pretty well at 400 on the day. Just got filled short there, which is going to put us back into the range if we win the trade. We're going to be keeping a good eye on Delta here. Just going to want to be watching that, especially if we end up getting stopped out. Yeah, we did get stopped out there. We do have correlated Delta, so that is going to be leading us to switch into trend mode along with that loss. It closed out that derived zone there, back down to $61 on the day. Just got filled long. End up winning that one. So now we're up to 500 on the day. Hope that trend switch made sense there, especially with the close of that bar and the correlated Delta. This one's also likely going to close unless we get resistance at that point. Russell will ask, does this work for any asset, FX, gold, FTSE, etc.? So with some assets, it will work better than others, but with anything that is tradable on NinjaTrader, it will trade for you. I don't necessarily recommend Forex, but that's just because I haven't had any real experience on it. But order flow data on Forex can be fragmented just due to the fact that we don't have a centralized exchange for Forex. So keep that in mind. But yes, you can trade gold specifically. There are a lot of people who have had pretty solid success on gold with Polarity. That would be the GC futures contract. You can see that we ended up not having that happen there. Also, yeah, I'm just going to be moving around my chart trader here for you, just to show that, in fact, this is not an overlay. This is an actual account selected. And of course, you can see my executions window over here on the account data side, which has my account name next to each timestamped trade. So we're just going to be continuing to watch this here. You can see we had at 816, we had the delta divergence, and we haven't had another one yet, but it does have potential here to form another divergence, which would put us into regression mode. Ended up not really having a solid divergence there, but that is not a correlation between delta and price. You can see we got a very large movement in the downward direction with no wick, and we only had -3 delta. So it looks like we ended up getting filled anyway. It's likely that we'll probably lose that trade, but if so, we are going to be switching into regression mode. Yeah, I ended up calling that one. Knew that was going to happen. It was a little bit late just because I was, trying to explain what was going to happen. Uh, but unfortunately, that did end up causing us to lose that one. But just got filled long there. Ended up putting that one back up to 548. Just got filled short there. Sorry, I was reading questions. This individual asked, "Hey Connor, new customer here. Would like to ask, is there any specific reason you're trading NQ over ES these days?" So essentially, NQ has just been so consistent in terms of volatility over the past couple days, or sorry, not past couple days, over the past actually whole year, that I haven't had any real reason to switch back to ES. I haven't even really looked at ES. I don't know if it's been volatile recently, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with trading it. I just prefer to trade times that are not as close to market open, just because it's easier for me in my schedule. Sorry guys, we're going to be switching it into trend there. Totally missed out on that one. Gotta have your head on a swivel, but we've ended up breaking through that zone, and we've had correlated delta, so we're in trend mode at this point. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with ES. It's just that when I was trading it last year during this exact time, which is about 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, we were having a lot of issues with volatility. Just nothing was really happening, and I just didn't really enjoy that at all. So NQ has been the way for consistent trading for me. Jasmine just asked, "Can you explain the derived zone? The one at 8:15 is closed versus the derived zone at 8:18 stretches throughout the whole chart." Not totally certain which one is the 8:18 one that was stretched throughout the whole chart, but I'm going to assume you were talking about this one. That was just because we didn't get a clean break through here until here, and that one closed. So see this one, unless you're talking about this one, which has continued to stretch, and that's just because it hasn't been broken through yet with a bar close. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. Not totally certain what's happening with my mic right now. Hello? Testing? Testing? Okay. Sorry. Just got filled short here. I ended up winning that trade. Trend mode was the correct switch at that point. You can see we have had somewhat correlated delta. The one at 8:22 is a little bit iffy, but no matter at this point. So guys, good rule of thumb, if you're using if you're trying to find out what imbalance calculation mode there is, and of course the method. If you're using stacked ticks, like for example on NQ, you're using stacked ticks of 4. You're compressing 4 ticks down into 1 visually. So this 16 and 52 level, for example, is actually 4 ticks wide on NQ, where on ES there would be nothing. So if you're not doing that, then you're gonna want to use diagonal. And then if of course you are on compression, you're gonna want to use horizontal. It's just because diagonal, when using single tick, is going to be the more accurate way of determining imbalances. This user, Rasul, asked, "Hi, do you know if the tool will breach Apex policy for bot trading? Is there any good time to use the tool?" So I actually know for a fact that it does not breach their policy. They have a quote-unquote blanket ban, but this is actually more discretionary than you think. The reason why they have this ban is to prevent people from doing latency arbitrage and news arbitrage on their platforms. And they can't outright say that, but that is actually the reason why. So ours do neither of those things. We do not perform latency or news arbitrage. And so you are actually safe to use this on Apex. We also, of course, you have to automatically rearm the strategy every time it enters a trade there. So Unless you're using the auto arm button, you should face absolutely zero issues because it's technically not an automated bot. It is just as automated as, let's say, an ATM strategy. If they were to ban ATM strategies, you think that would be a little bit silly, and that is the same concept that we have here. So we made sure that it is not considered to be fully automated by Apex. We end up losing this trade here. We're going to be throwing that into regression at this point, just because of this high amount of chop, and we haven't necessarily been getting correlate. Again, we missed that at 823 there. It's unfortunate, but I guess that's how it is when you're looking at questions. If you guys are wondering why I don't have the chat enabled, I make you guys submit forms. It's just that I want to be able to go through these questions and actually answer them with a comprehensive answer, and also focus on trading. It's already hard enough to focus on trading, as you can see there. I'm to answer both the questions and trade correctly, but just want to let you guys know why that is. Almost got filled there. Very close. And we end up winning that trade. Just got filled short there. Ended up almost immediately winning that trade. Omar asked, how do you know if entropy is high or low? So entropy is the correlation between delta and price. Also, guys, if you're trying to train your own model to take quite a bit of trades, make sure you actually specify that the model should be trying to do that. When you're setting up your system, there is a variable that you can set. It just says target number of trades, and by default that's set to 5, and that's per hour. So if you set that to 5 per hour, it's going to try and put you into 5 trades per hour. I had mine set to 30, so I would suggest increasing that if you are trying to achieve that outcome. Also, guys, just saying the Q&A form is not for tech support. I can't go in and fix a issue, let's say with OneDrive you're having on the live stream. I think that would be a little bit unreasonable. So, if you're wondering, why are you being selective with your questions? That's the reason. I can't answer tech support questions on live stream. That would be for our support email or the live chat on our website. So, that would be the best and most effective way I could help you, because I am trading right now. It's kind of impossible for me to answer highly detailed and specific tech support questions that I may not even know the context for from a short form you sent. Hey Connor, do you skip some trading days on purpose? And if so, why? Or just happens based on your schedule? So I do skip some trading days, and that would be news days. And in any day where I'm seeing that news or fundamental analysis is going to shift the market in a large way. And that's just because order flow trading is based off of market microstructure. And market microstructure is most relevant when the market is already efficient. So during times when news days are coming out, the market hasn't efficiently factored in all the information that's out there yet. So you're going to be getting moves that may not correspond to order flow, and you're going to get a lower efficacy of your trades. So that's why I avoid those days. But other than that, it's just from my schedule. Just got filled there. Hey Romero, by the way, we do actually have a video tutorial. Yeah, just had to double check and verify that is indeed available. But we do have installation video on how to install ML. So if you're having trouble with the written instructions, that is on our channel and that is a free video. We just got filled short here. Ended up winning that trade up to 4,000 on the day. As always, we have kind of a slippery start, but ended up pulling through there. We've been on, I think, a pretty good win streak so far. Ended up winning that trade again up to 4,300 or 4,400. Hey, how's it, bro? If you're wondering when the next iteration is going to be released, um, I will shoot you an email with that, just because you were supposed to be part of our closed beta testing. Um, just because we've been having a couple of issues with compatibility of people using parallels and people who are trying to install it with previous versions not properly deleted. We've tried to smooth out the installation process before we do this one, but I'll shoot you an email on that one right after this. No worries on that. But that is supposed to come out this week, like for real this time. Just because it's been kind of difficult to make it available to everyone in terms of installation smoothness. But um, thank you. Thank you, Chris. I do appreciate that comment. I'm glad that I'm not seemingly crazy here when I say it is sometimes a little bit ridiculous with the questions that I'll end up receiving. Um, thank you for the feedback. Also, guys, if you are getting min imbalance volume that is outside of your expected range, make sure you set a maximum expected range. And of course, that is important during the training process as well. Well, got filled and then put directly into another trade. We first got a long trade and then immediately got put into a short trade there. Really capturing that movement there. Well, at least I hope so. Let's see if we can win this one. But we did get the formation of that green zone right there. So we'll see. I think this is going to put us above our profit target of 5,000. We had a pretty good trading day today. I wasn't really expecting that, especially with the beginning there. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching today. Do appreciate you guys tuning in. course, shoot me a comment if you're interested in that pre-release of the next update. Just make sure, please, that you are technically inclined. If you're expecting this pre-release beta, I know it's kind of a misnomer or a redundant statement, but in this case, it actually isn't, just because of how that is. Just shoot me a comment with your email address, and I'll review and make sure that you are technically competent. Of course, this isn't something that we are working on making available for everyone, but just at this point, we want to make sure that this beta is being sent out smoothly. So I do appreciate you guys tuning in today, and appreciate your participation and questions.